Welcome everyone, the parent's worst nightmare has finally arrived. I would like to show you how to bypass screen time and restriction passcode off of your iPhone or iPad on any iOS firmware without the need of a jailbreak. So let me show you right now. If I go to settings, general and about, you can see for this tutorial I'm using software version 15.0.1. Just make sure you're running software version 9.3.5 or any newer firmware in order to follow this guide. That should be everyone watching this video. So you can see right here I have screen time set on my device. If I try and turn it off, I need access to the passcode, which I do not have. If I try and change the downtime, I need the passcode as well. You can see if I try and go on goddamn Safari has been restricted. You can see if I go to literally any website, it's going to say, time limit has been reached and I need to ask for more time. Now this tutorial, how it's going to work is we're going to disable screen time off of our device. This means screen time will be completely turned off without us getting the password. Once screen time is turned off, we can turn it back on with our own passcode, meaning we lock the parents out. Now, my last guide, you needed access to Safari, and you can see on this device, Safari is restricted. You don't even need access to Safari in order to turn off screen time now. This is such an easy process. However, there is only one requirement, which you need access to the Windows computer. If you do not have access to a Windows computer, but have a Mac, if you're on an Intel Mac, you're going to need to set up Boot Camp, which is very easy. Search that up on YouTube. If you have an M1 Mac, you're going to need to set up Parallels instead. Search that up on YouTube in order to get started with this guide. If you don't have access to the computer, this takes literally 5 minutes maximum. So either borrow one from a friend, borrow one from a family member, preferably not your parents, because obviously something's going to be a little bit off there. Mom, can I bypass screen time? That's not going to go down well. Maybe go to your school, download the software for this video on your school. I'm not even joking. This software requires no admin permissions, so it will work on your school no matter how restrictive their content blocks are. Seriously, doesn't matter. As long as you have access to a Windows computer, you are good to go. Before I get started, I have a quick message to any parent watching this video, because I know a lot of parents watch these videos, because usually what they do is they'll get the links that I show off and then they'll block them. And I've actually seen comments where children watch my videos, but the parents watched before, so the parents block the links that the children try and use. So if you're a child, just skip to the timestamps down below and you'll be able to get started right away. But if you're a parent, just think about this for a second, right? You can bypass screen time. And when you bypass screen time, you go from having the restrictions you put on your child's device to having no restrictions at all. Just think for a second. If you need to go out of your way to block all these links off of your child's device, which they can bypass by just going into school and, following this tutorial there, or going to a friend's house, something like that, maybe you're adding a bit too many restrictions on your child's phone. Because the more restrictions you add, the harder they're going to try to bypass it, right? And there's nothing wrong, let's just keep it real, there's nothing wrong looking at how long your child is spending on your phone screen. Because if they're spending like 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, maybe there's a bit of a concern there, unless it's their full-time job, but let's keep it real, it isn't. So, just give your child a bit more trust, because the more restrictions you add, the harder they're going to try to bypass it. And keep in mind, when they bypass the restrictions, you're going to go from having some control over your child's phone to having no control. So negotiate with your child. Don't go Kim Jong-un mode. Don't block goddamn Safari. I've seen parents block Safari. Don't be a weirdo, right? If you want to see what your children are browsing, okay, don't just block everything. Block clearing history and website data. Block going into private tab, then you can see what your children are browsing. If you absolutely must, control their devices. If you block Safari, I'm going to say this right now, your child is guaranteed going to watch this video. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If you block all these games, why don't you set up a family Apple ID? Boom, r/whoosh. Then you don't need to set up screen time. And what you can do is you can get your child to ask you for permission to download all these applications. If you say no, they can't get the apps, regardless of whether or not they turn off screen time. But if you just turn on screen time, Kim Jong-un, all the apps are banned, guess what they're going to do? They're going to be watching this video. I can guarantee, I can assure you, they're going to be watching this video. So just think, should I be blocking this? Should I be blocking that? Because the more you block, the higher chance that your child's watching this video, the higher chance they bypass screen time. So just something to keep in mind. Now, I'm going to move to the computer right now. If you're a child and you watch through that, then shout out to you. I'm going to show you the next steps. On the computer, there's only one link you need. It'll bring you to supervise.me. It'll be in the description down below. If your parents have blocked this URL, there's a couple of things you can do. You can connect to personal hotspot on your computer that shouldn't have this website restricted. You could also download these files on the school Wi-Fi on your phone and then send them over to your Windows computer and then set everything up offline. It really is up to you to find a way to bypass that. Because you're not doing everything on the device, you shouldn't need to worry about your parents going communist mode and, you know, setting up screen time blocks to block these websites. So what we need to do first of all is we see the supervised backup download. We need to click on this one, and if you're redirected to something like this, this is an advertisement. Just close out the ad. And then you see right here, supervised, just click on it one more time and make sure the supervised.zip download starts. So we'll click on save file and OK. You do get a message sometime which says that the file isn't commonly downloaded, supervised.zip. If you get that message, just click on allow and allow it to download. Next, what we're going to do, close out any redirects, is you're going to see right here, iBackupBot and iTunes. So in school, there's a guarantee that iTunes will not download. iBackupBot may download, right? So if you're in school and you're trying this on the school computer, try using iBackupBot without iTunes. There's no guarantee it will work. It depends on how many dependencies are available on the device, but it is worth a shot. You do need both though, so just keep that in mind if you're watching this video. So we're going to click on iBackupBot, and you want to make sure you're brought to this page right here. Any other page is an advertisement. Don't click on the download here. You want to scroll down instead until you see iBackupBot for Windows, and then click here to download now. While there is a Mac download, I think you can tell by the logo, this Mac download is long outdated. It does not work, so just keep that in mind. Once this is downloaded, you want to set it up on your computer. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and you're going to see right here, iTunes. We're going to click on the iTunes download, and once you're here, you're going to scroll down until you see looking for other versions, Windows, and then you're going to find here, download iTunes for Windows now, 64-bit. Download this onto your computer and set it up. Now, if you already have iTunes downloaded, make sure it's not from the Microsoft Store. You do this by opening up the Microsoft Store, search it for iTunes, and if you have the option to open from the Microsoft Store, we need to delete that version and get this version right here. So now we downloaded everything we need. What we need to do is we need to go to the File Explorer, Downloads, and you're going to see supervised.zip. Double click on this one, click Compressed Folder Tools, Extract Tool, and then you're going to see here, Extract. And just wait for this process to complete. 433 items inside of here, and what this is a backup which has supervised mode turned on. So this is going to be a quick in and out job. So we're going to turn on supervised mode, disable restrictions, then we're going to turn it off. So don't worry, there'll be no trace left. Your parents are not going to figure this one out, so don't worry about it. Next step is we're going to open up iBackupBot, and so we'll just open this up right here, and you're going to get a bunch of, like, you know, messages, errors, whatever. Just click on no a bunch of times, and once we've done this, we need to plug our device to the computer. So I'm going to do that one right now. Once you've plugged in your device to the computer, you can see right here, I still have the screen time. So make sure if you have any trust message, you tap on trust and then enter in your passcode. Now if we go back to iBackupBot, we see error. We'll just click on yes, and you can see my iPad has been successfully loaded. If iBackupBot glitches out or it's like crashing, what you want to do is you're going to right click, and you can right click an empty space, task manager, and then find iBackupBot, end task, reload it, and then that should fix the issue. If that still doesn't fix the issue, go to iTunes, make sure your device is recognized by iTunes, follow the on-screen instructions, then come back to iBackupBot. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the plus right here, and then we're going to click on downloads, supervised. Still haven't changed the folder name, but yeah, this is essentially a backup with supervised mode turned on. So we're going to click on this one, and we're going to click on select folder right here. Then we see add supervision. We're going to click on the plus, system files, and I'm going to search up for config. So config right here. Click on return, and then you're going to see configuration profiles. Right click this one, so make sure this folder is selected. Right click, restore selected items to device. You're going to be asked for the passcode. The passcode is 1111. Then you're going to click on OK right here, and then the restore is going to start. Very important, ding, 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 ding. Don't know how to make this more important. If you get restore error, you need to turn off Find My iPhone or Find My iPad or Find My iPod Touch off on your device before you do this right here. In order to do that, you just go to iCloud settings, and then it'll just turn off Find My iPad. If you don't know how to do that, you can always search that tutorial up on YouTube, because it's very simple. It's literally just go settings, and then it's right there. So now what's going to happen is a backup is going to restore, and it's very important that you watch the next part of this video closely. Because if you don't watch everything correctly, you are not going to have screen time turned off. So what we've done is we've restored a backup on our device. And because of this, we can set up our iPad, and we can set it up with screen time turned off. I'm not even joking. This may not last forever. So if this method is patched, because we turned on supervised mode, we can do another technique to turn off screen time. I'll show everything in this video. So you're going to see restore completed. You're going to tap on continue. This is very important. Don't transfer apps and data. And this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter either. But the next one is really important. So this one actually doesn't matter either. It's quite clear what is important. So this is unimportant. This right here, screen time. You're going to see this. If you press continue, you can be brought back to the home screen and screen time is going to be still on. You're going to need that passcode, which you don't have. But if you tap on setup later in settings, screen time has now successfully been turned off. There you go. There's your parents' special treatment right there. It's turned off. Not even joking. So just tap on don't share, dark, and get started. So if you open up settings, and you go to screen time, there's that middle finger for your parents. It has now been turned off. Now you're going to notice there is a big trace here. This iPad is supervised and managed by Saunders Tech. So just keep that in mind. We're going to tap on screen time, turn it on. We'll say this is my iPad because it's my iPad now. And you're going to see here, we can turn off screen time, turn it off, just like that. You know, there was a passcode on earlier. Now, if this is ever patched in the future, there is another way to turn off screen time. And this is because when we turn on supervised mode, we can download profiles which restrict features off of our device. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Safari. Now, unfortunately, you will need access to Safari for this to work. So hopefully, this little loophole right here is never patched. However, if this is patched, then not everyone's going to be able to follow this next part, but you know, some people will, which is the important part. So you just want to head over to supervised.me on your device, and you're going to see right here. Let me reload the page. For some reason, that way you can see right here, the screen time / restriction bypass. You're going to press on this one, close out menu redirects, tap on this again, and then tap on allow, and then close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this second bypass works. I'm going to turn on screen time, and I'll set, this is my child's iPad, set the downtime, and I'll set the app limit, continue. We'll just set 5555, and I'm going to get rid of this message right here. And so, by the way, just so you know, you can see bypass screen time, because if I tap on turn off, you can see it still saves the failed passcode attempt. So we did glitch past it, but screen time is on right now. Watch this. If I go general, device management, forgot I named it this, parent's worst nightmare, and I tap on install, done. Watch this. If I go to screen time has been restricted. Just like that, screen time is now turned off. So if we go general, device management, and we delete the parent's worst nightmare, watch this. Now screen time is turned off, and we can turn it on, and we can set our own passcode. So there's a double middle finger for your parents. I don't know if I cut the middle finger earlier, just in case there's another one. And yeah, screen time has been bypassed. But you're going to see at the top here, your iPad is supervised by Saunders Tech. How do we turn this off? Well, you're going to need access to the computer again. Just plug your device back into the computer. And what we're going to do very quickly is we just need to go back to supervised.me. So we'll go to supervised.me right here. And we're going to find no supervised. And we're going to download the no supervised backup. So once this is downloaded, all we need to do, so we'll just give it a couple of seconds, is we'll just open up the File Explorer. And we'll go to downloads. And then no supervised right here. And we'll just go compress folder tools, extract all, and then extract. And we'll just give this a little bit to complete, 431 files again, and we'll just wait for it to complete. Once this is done, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to iBackupBot. If you get any messages, just press no on these right here. Make sure your device is recognized, and you're going to open up the backup again. But this time you're going to go downloads, no supervised, and then this folder right here, you're going to select folder. And now you should see here, just click on no for any messages you see, remove supervision. So we'll click on the plus, system files, config, enter, configuration profiles, right click, restore, and enter in the passcode, which is 1111. This is the same steps as you've done earlier, which is why I'm brushing over it. Just click on OK. And now, once this is done, supervised mode will turn off. So, it seems like, is it done? Restore completed, yep. So, okay, now the iPad is turning off. And now, once we've done this, the supervised mode will be turned off, and you have left absolutely no trace. Final steps is I recommend you turn back on screen time, but this time you set your own passcode. Now keep in mind, if you said, I'll show you a couple of steps you need to follow, because if you don't do this, as I say, your parents will be able to turn off screen time without the passcode, because how your parents set it up, screen time is in a very specific way, and so you need to set it up the same way as they do. So restore completed, just tap on continue. Now, because we already turned off screen time, it doesn't matter what you do here. But if you do tap on continue, you're going to have to turn it off right after. You won't need the passcode because obviously you have the passcode now. So we'll just tap on set up later. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on screen time. And very important, you follow every step. We're going to tap on continue. But this time we're going to set, this is my child's iPad or this is my child's iPhone. Even though this is your iPhone, we need to set up downtime, and a bunch of limits. Otherwise, you'll be able to turn off screen time without the screen time passcode, which means that your parents are going to do that when they figure out you bypass screen time. So we'll just tap on this is my child's, and then we'll set a downtime. So we'll just set downtime, we'll restrict whatever. Now keep in mind, when you restrict stuff, if you have the screen time passcode, you can unrestrict at any time. So all you need to do is, when you're restricted, you just set the screen time passcode. So we'll do time amount, and obviously you want to set this for, as long as possible. So I think my child, me, can have 23 hours, 59 minutes on all of the apps. So we'll just set app limit, continue, and we'll set that passcode. So we'll just do 9999. Doesn't matter what you do. And set screen time recovery. You want to tap on cancel and then skip for this message, because if you set a screen time recovery, your parents are going to use that. Now watch this. Change screen time passcode. Change. You need the passcode. Downtime, you need the passcode. Turn off screen time, you need the passcode. So your parents are not going to be happy with you. You can just BS your way. Just say, oh, you forgot the password. You're a bit of a stupid one. If you act dumb, no one's going to know. And yeah, sorry parents, but your children are smarter than you. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye bye.